Today we're going to go over maintenance on the Commander 3 platform. We're going to start with our front section here, and we're going to move the head into a comfortable position to go ahead and lock out and tag out to do our maintenance. Now that we've homed the machine, we're going to go ahead and position the head into a comfortable position to where we can access all the grease points. We're going to go over to our manual servo control tab and move our hinge carriage forward towards the middle of the machine so we have access to the left and right side of the carriage. We're going to go to our Y-axis and move up till we hit our forward limit so that we can reach all of our grease points on our Y-axis. Now that we've moved the head to a comfortable spot, we're going to go ahead and shut down the machine and then lock out and tag out. We're going to go ahead and exit out of Kval cam, and then we're going to go ahead and shut down the machine. Now we're going to go ahead and turn our control circuit off. Now that we've turned off our control circuit at the control console, we're going to go ahead and turn the main disconnect off and turn off the main power. We're going to go ahead and use our lockout tagout to go ahead and secure the main cabinet. Now that we've locked out and tagged out as necessary, we're going to go ahead and wipe down any rails and zerk fittings here on the front section. We want to try to get as much debris off as possible so you can actually get grease into these bearings. We have two 25mm bearings here for our left chisel, located here and here. Next tool down the line, we have our counter router, and we have two 25mm bearings underneath the motor. We can access underneath the tooling. The same is true for the next router here, our main router. You have two 25mm bearings under the motor. Next one here is your pre-drill, and it's the same as the last two. You have your right chisel, which is the same as the left chisel, and you have two 25mm bearings to the right side of the head, located there. The next bearing down, we have the carrier bearing for the X-axis servo. We'll go ahead and grease this guy right here. Here we're on the left side, underneath the head. We're going to be working on our X-axis ball screw. We have a zerk fitting over here for your race block, and you have one here for your ball screw nut. Next, we'll move on to our Y-axis. Here we have the ball screw nut, and down low it's race block. Next, on our Y-axis to the left, we have three 25mm bearings that we're going to want to grease. On the right side of the Y-axis, we have three more 25mm bearings that we have to grease. Next, on our Z-axis, we have one zerk fitting here for our ball screw nut, and then one located here for our race block. Up next, we have two 15mm bearings on your X-axis, located here and here, that you're going to want to grease. Next, on your X-axis, you have two more 15mm bearings on the right side of the head. Up next, we have on our Z-axis two more 15mm bearings here and here. On the left side of the Z-axis, we have one here and one here. Up next, on our main carriage, we have two 25mm bearings for our X-axis on the carriage. Lastly, we have two more on the right side for the X-axis carriage, located here and here. Now that we've turned power off at the control console and we've maintenanced the front section, we're going to go to our FRL, turn off the air, and lock out, tag out as necessary. We're going to go ahead and turn off the air. Lock out, tag out. Wait for the air to bleed out. And then we're going to go over checking all of our system, checking our water trap and our lubricator to make sure there's no leaks and there's no clogging. We're going to press it down on the clip, exit out, make sure our filter is clean of any debris. Same for the lubricator. Make sure our seals are nice. Up next, on our front section, we're going to be working on our H-blocks and our jam clamps. We have two 15mm bearings located here and here. On our jam clamp, we have one 25mm bearing located here. On the right side of the H-block, we have one located here and here. And on the right side of the jam clamp, we have another 25 up here. Next up on the back section here, we're going to start greasing our main bearings located here, here, and here. Next up, we have another bearing here, and that's for your 2 3/8 and 2 3/4 back set shift. Next up, we have 4 bearings here for your face bore, located here, 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 and here that you're going to want to grease. All right. Next, on the right side of the face bore, we have the second bearing here for the 2 3/8 and 2 3/4 back set shift. Next, we have another main bearing here for your back section that you're going to want to grease. Next up, we're going to turn off the air here located at your back section to get all the internal bearings. Here at your edge bore, we're going to pull the motor out and reveal the 4 bearings that are located here. Next, we're going to move to our faceplate, and we're going to go ahead and shift the router over to go ahead and reveal the 2 bearings located on the left side, here and here. All right, then we're going to go ahead and grease the fittings on the right side, here and here. We have another bearing here located on the upper right side of the main back section, located here. Next, we have 3 more on the upper left main bearings, located here, here, and here. Next, on the back section, you have 4 more on the right side, 2 on the upper here and here, 2 on the lower here and here. Down low on the back section, we have 4 bearings located here for your width adjust, moving the carriage in and out. We have another one located here on the left side, down low. Inside the machine, here we have another one for the width adjust located here. Lastly, for the width adjust, you have another one here. Here at the middle of the machine, we have our self-centering bearings located here, here, and on the right, here, and here. Here for our 2 3/8 and 2 3/4 shift, we have 2 bearings, one here on the left side, one here on the right side. Down low at the center, here we have the 2 more for the 2 3/8 and 2 3/4 back set, located there and there. Down low on the back section, we have our pulleys. We're going to want to grease here and here. On the right side, here and here. On the upper right side of the back section, we have more grease fittings for pulleys, located here, here, and back here, here, and inside this guard, right here. On the upper left side of the back section, we have more pulleys, zerk fittings, located here, here, back here, and inside the guard, here. Here at our ball catch, if your machine has it, you're going to want to go ahead and grease these 2 15mm bearings for your depth horizontally. You're going to want to grease these 2 15mm bearings for your vertical, located there and there. The same is true on the left side of this. Located here are our ball catch. We're going to want to grease these 2 fittings here for our drill. The same is true for this ball catch assembly here, located on the right side of the machine. We have fittings here and here, here and here. On the left side of our ball catch, we have 2 for a horizontal, located here and here. You have 2 more for your vertical, located here and behind the cylinder here. Next, we're going to get into everything that we need to go ahead and do a tool change on your front section and back section. These are all the wrenches that you're going to need to change a bit or a drill. On the left side here, we have our 2 wrenches for our edge bore and our face bore. This one here is specifically for the nut. This one is for the shaft. These 2 sets here we'll be using for our ball catch, here for the drill bit itself, and then for the shaft. These here on the right will be used for the chisel for your 7/16. Here we'll use a combination of the two with these as well for the HSD motors for all of our spin-on bits. Here on the front section, we're going to go over our tools left to right. Here we have our chisels on the left-hand side. We'll use our 7/16 wrench to crack these 1/4 bolts loose. You can take it out like so, inspect it, or change the bit as necessary. Bottom them out, and then tighten up like so. And that's the same for the left-hand side, top and bottom, as it is for the right side, top and bottom. Next we'll go over our counter router. This one is spinning in a left-hand direction, so we're going to make sure that our bit is spinning in a clockwise motion from where we're sitting. We'll grab our shaft wrench, and we're going to move it in the opposite direction. Inspect or replace if necessary. And you want to make sure that you're spinning it in the left hand for the correct thread. Next we'll go over our main router. We'll go ahead and spin this one in a clockwise motion. Inspect or replace as necessary. This one is standard thread, so we'll go clockwise in. Tighten it back up like so. For our drill bit here, we're going to grab our shaft wrench and then our collet nut wrench. Crack it loose like so. Spin it again until it loosens up. Inspect and replace as necessary. And when we're replacing tools like so, we'll want to use our tool gauge. Set our tool. And tighten back down. Next, we'll be moving on to our ball catch assembly, going over replacing drill bits. We're going to grab our 11/16 wrench and also our 3/4 wrench. Our 3/4 is going to go on the shaft. Our 11/16 is going to go on the drill bit. We're going to crack loose. Inspect the bit, replace if necessary. Make sure the threads are good. Tighten back down. Moving on to the back section here, we're going to go over replacing a bit here at your edge bore. We're going to use our 1 5/8 shaft wrench and our ER32 collet nut wrench and crack it loose like so. I'm going to take the bit out, inspect and replace as necessary. We're going to bottom it out and then bring it out 1/8 inch. Go back and tighten it up. here at the back section, we're going to go over replacing bits on your faceplate motor. We're going to go ahead and cut the zip tie here. Disconnect the cable. We're going to go ahead and loosen and take out these 2 3/8 bolts. I'm going to go ahead and slide the motor all the way back. So I can use the back threaded hole to hold the motor forward. Tighten it back down. Now you have access to your collet nut and your bit, and you can replace as necessary. On the inside of the back section, we're going to go over replacing the bit for your facebore motor. We're going to use our 1 5/8" shaft wrench and our ER32 collet nut wrench. Break it free. Then pull out the top. Inspect or replace as necessary, and then reinstall. Same as the edge bore motor, you're going to want to bottom out and then pull out an 1/8 inch.